Welcome back to season 2 of Fed Talk 060 on Instagram and Fed Talk 101 on Facebook. Today we have the lovely Joy. Where you at on Instagram?
You can find me at JCT_XTRAAF.
Okay, and as y'all know, this season 2 of the podcast is centered around females who have dealt with incarceration directly or indirectly. And we have been blessed with Joy presence because she's done time federally. So,
Yes.
you could tell us about your experience.
Well, it all started like around 2012. I had just started working at the Horseshoe Casino, and I already had a master's degree. And, by me thinking, Horseshoe Casino, oh, yeah, I'm about to make the big bucks. So I was only making $12 an hour. So I was devastated at that. So I pretty much worked at a few tax offices prior to heading to prison. So I already knew, the game and, how people were making a lot of money doing it. So I got wind of my cousin-in-law starting to do taxes. So I said, oh, okay, well, let me be your data entry. So that took place, and, I thought we were, on and popping until my mom called me hysterically. Who are these people showing up with your picture and with a card and they say that they were federal agents looking for you? What did you do? So I was devastated, and I just, wrote it out as much as I could. I was going to the tax office, going to the, so basically we were filing fraudulent tax returns. It's nothing new. People have been doing it for ages, filing Schedule C's on people. Okay, you get a landscaping business, you do hair, so it all caught up with me. And the clients, start calling the IRS, saying, well, we didn't get our taxes. What's going on? Now, my cousin-in-law was very, very obnoxious. Mm-hmm. So she would say on the phone, y'all didn't earn this money, no way. Why are you, calling me? And, so making the clients upset to where it started building a case, so it didn't start. I didn't get sentenced for, the fraudulent tax returns until 2015. So when I got sentenced, again, it was devastating. Like I said, I was going to my cousin-in-law's lawyer's office. So things she kept saying, oh, they're not looking for you. They don't want you. You're just basically a peon. You're the bottom of the totem pole. Mm-hmm. So I didn't get my lawyer until the last minute, in which it was too late. Right. I got Tom Shaughnessy. Shout out to Tom. Yeah. He, did what he could, but in reference to my case, it was like I was railroaded, definitely. I'd never gotten into trouble. I had a master's degree at the time, and, just thinking, I'm doing the right thing. And, Tom Shaughnessy, he deals with a lot of, drug cases. And I think I was the first, white collar case he had even dealt with. So he was astonished too by, how they were railroading me. So it wasn't much he could do because, like I said, I was going to the lawyer's office with my cousin-in-law. And one day she came to me and was like, blocked the door. I'm walking in and she was like, oh, I think it's time for you to get your own lawyer. I'm like, get my own lawyer? Why? I didn't do nothing but help you. So kind of find out she had turned on me. Right. You know what I'm saying? So Tom Shaughnessy was just there when I got sentenced, and that's all he could do. So I just paid him to just process the paperwork for me to get sentenced. So I got a letter, my award letter to self-surrender to Alderson Federal Prison Camp. So like I said, 2015, I was sentenced. And then a couple months later, I think in March, I got the letter to self-surrender. So from 2016 to 2018, I was at Alderson Federal Prison Camp in West Virginia.
Okay, was you scared?
Yes, I was scared, but I have never, I ain't gonna say never, that, I learned in RDAP that absolutes are thinking errors.
Right.
So I don't want to say, well, at the time, I didn't know, but, I pretty much, did not experience anything like that. So it was kind of like surreal. I was kind of like just going through the motions. So.
And where the hell you going to court at? Akron or Cleveland?
Cleveland, but my judge was from Akron. Okay. So he came to Cleveland for, I forgot his name. He was a popular judge, but yeah.
And what was one of your most craziest experiences while in custody?
So like I said, prior, at the last minute almost, I was informed, when you do white collar crimes, people were telling me, say you did drugs when you did your crime so you can get that year off. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, what? Oh, okay, well, yeah, I did drugs, while I was doing my crime. So, I said that right before I went in, and I was able to get awarded the RDAP program. So the RDAP program is a cognitive thinking program, to whereas you go through the motions, you basically, heal yourself mentally, and, you do all of these things. And, once you complete the program, you are awarded a year off, right?
Yes.
So have you partaken in that?
I couldn't because of my offense. When I was I went to federal custody in 2013 for trying to kill somebody, but they ain't pick up the shooting part. They used the gun as their reason to railroad me because I had a real good lawyer that always beat those type of cases. So the prosecutor's office, along with the detective out of Cleveland Heights, who was in cahoots with the informant that I was trying to kill. So together they all got with the ATF and was like, hey, pick the gun up, which was an open and shut case because there's nothing I could do about being a felon in possession of a weapon, which is a 922G under the United States Constitution and federal guidelines and all that. So I went down for that. They didn't allow me to get the RDAP. Then I became a political prisoner because I learned how to do civil law.
So you was in that law library?
No, it's crazy because they sent me to Lewisburg, which is
I heard of that.
Infamous federal pen, USP, where they got you 23-1. So
10-minute moves.
No, you in the room, and the only time it's like being in the hole for a long time. So you only coming out your cell for rec and the shower. And the program was a year. It used to be like 36 months. When I got there in 2018 of August, it had changed to a year, and the place was finna be closed due to a lot of lawsuits on the officers, killing inmates, jumping on them, assaulting them, and things of that nature. So the guys that did know law real good got with the Lewisburg Prison Project, and then the Washington Lawyers Committee, which are two different little entities that protest and fight for the inmates' rights. So they was able to win with them getting that place shut down. So now it's just a transit center and a holding facility. So this how crazy those nefarious people work. I was only there, I got there August, like the end of August of 2018. They started shipping people out July 19th of 2019. So I was there less than a year, and was put on the first bus to the new SMU, which is Special Management Unit. So this place was opened in the middle of nowhere, Illinois, called Thompson, Thomson. And in Thompson, Illinois, it was the new Smooth. It was just opened. It was humongous. It was built to fit at least 5,000 inmates.
Wow.
Right, which is retardedly humongous.
That's insane.
They put me on that bus, so I'm sitting on the bus on my way from Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, all the way to Thompson, Illinois, which was a long ride.
Wow. Were you handcuffed and shackled?
Handcuffed, shackled, and due to my security level, they got the black box.
Yeah.
So what the black box is, it's like this.
Wow.
And it make the handcuffs cut into your wrist because they're going to have it on so tight. You got to sit there like this, hand shackled. So I was on that bus for like maybe 14 hours.
I was on Conair like that, so.
I was on the that Conair flight with the tape on the wing. Yup. So this crazy because on that bus ride, I'm looking around and I'm like, damn, all these people on this bus either got a behavior problem and been here over a year, because you got to be there a year or more to be deemed a smooth failure. And what a smooth failure is Special Management Union failure. Meaning you never completed the program.
Oh, wow.
So because you didn't complete the program, they'll send you to the, designate you to the next level as a failure. So which basically you start the program over longer. So I'm like, damn, how I fit in with this?
Right.
I was never even there but 7-8 months. And they got me on this bus with all these dudes that's been here 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, or got like severe mental issues that stayed like having sight problems. So that's when I knew then, like, it's the fix is in. Because I don't fit. So on that same bus, one of the guys, a guy named Michael Criddle, he was a little ugly little black dude. He had bad mental problems. So here, since we locked in the room, you'll have dudes like him that do stuff behind the door because you can't get to him. So he'll be stealing, when people make the little car with the line on it, the fish, to get stuff from the other cells, which is normally made from thread, probably a milk carton or whatever you could use to slab, because the doors was kind of high. So that's how we'd get magazines, pictures, things of that nature to kill time. Well, he'll have a car made with extra thick line to pull your line in and steal. So on the bus, now you're not behind the door. People had access to him.
Oh, yeah.
So a dude walked up to him from D.C. named Shooter. He was tall as hell. He was like 6'5". And he bent down and took his bag. You know how they give you the little bags when you're on transit with his food? He took it. So the dude jumped up and was spitting at him. Then he ran with the shackles on and tried to do a drop kick. So that was crazy. And then while we going, like getting deep into the ride after they got that under control, I sit at the front of the bus to be away from everything behind me. So the only thing in front of me is the COs. And I'm just looking out the windows. He go sit right there on the side, on the other seat, on the side. And I'm like, why you sitting right there? So he's like, man, I'm trying to chill next to you. I'm like, bro, I don't even want you by me. So he get to arguing with another dude. I could see out the corner of my eye, the dude got a Mexican helping him shimmy the belly chain off his waist right here, so he can have his free motion of his hand. So when they help him get the chain off, the dude come behind my seat, and he talking to Lil Mike, cause Mike on the left of him, and he's like, "Damn, bro, what was that shit you was talking?" So the dude, Lil Mike, which is the crazy dude, he say, "Man, fuck you, GD, sevenfold of the world, blow, get to talking all this shit." the dude just get to beat me with the chain.
Right.
Blood flying everywhere. The white people driving the bus, they scared. They like, hey, stop.
Right.
They shaking the gun with the mace balls in it.
The was the marshals on your bus or?
No, they had COs.
Okay.
So, man, Thompson just opened. So these COs never dealt with smooth prisoners. So inmates at this level of custody. So they scared to death. The dude that dropped the gun, the paintballs going everywhere. So the drivers stomp on the brakes, everybody fly forward. That make the dudes fall that was beating the dude with the chain. So he stopped. So he like, they mace and everything. They get the dude off the bus who got assaulted. They put the dude belly chain back on. Then we resumed. So we had to stop at Terror Hut. So in Terror Hut, that's in Indiana, Terre Haute, Indiana, which is another USP. But that USP now is made for the sex offenders, child molesters, and the guys that snitch that can't walk in a regular GP. So this is what type of prison that is. And plus, they got death row there. So
GP, general population.
General population,
just,
right? For y'all that don't know.
Right.
And so we had to make an emergency stop there. So it gets so crazy. They come on the bus. So normally they come on the bus. They gonna say your name. When they say your name, you get up, tell them your last
your number,
three, all that. You get off the bus. They come on the bus. They call me first. So when they call me first, I'm like, damn, what they call me first for? So I get off the bus and we walking. I hear the police like, yeah, is that him? So they like, yeah. So I'm like, is that him what? I got a big hunky on this arm, a big hunky on this arm.
Right.
And they dragging me. So I'm floating like I don't got legs. So I'm like, man, what's up? So they like, man, you will see. So I'm like, y'all got the wrong dude. I'm thinking that they think I'm the dude that beat the dude with the chain.
Right.
So I'm like, y'all got the wrong dude. I don't know what y'all grabbed me for. So they like, you like the assault officers. So I'm like, what? I'm like, y'all got the wrong motherfuckers, so now I'm mad. Because y'all accusing me of assaulting an officer. I ain't do shit. So I'm like, look, just talk to the lieutenant. I sit at the front of the bus by myself. I don't be talking to people or nothing. Y'all got the wrong motherfucker. So now we get in the room. It's like 100 cops come in there. So the one cop, which was the old little scrawny white guy, I guess he was their leader, he say, unchain him. So he unchained me. So I'm like, what's up? Because I just told y'all I ain't do nothing. Y'all all in here like y'all want some problems. What's up? So they like, you like the assault cops. I'm like, look, I ain't about to say it no more. I ain't did nothing. Whatever y'all want to do, let's go.
Right.
Because I'm not about to kiss y'all ass. I don't know what y'all think y'all finna do. So they was like, you think you tough. I said, man, listen. I'm going to say it one more time. I'm going to say it slow so I ain't say it no more. I ain't assault nobody. So all this, I think I'm tough. Y'all the wrong motherfucker. So they like, all right, we got something for you. So long story short, they never did nothing. I guess it was just a bluff
scare
tactic.
Tactic.
Yeah, to see if I would react.
Yeah.
So later on, I found out from another CO, because I'm like, why they do that? Y'all know I ain't the dude to beat the dude. Why the fuck they bother me? So he was like, I'm going to find out. So he come back and he said, on your jacket is a serious staff assault. I'm like,
Now tell the people what a jacket is.
Now, a jacket is your institution record. And this follow you everywhere. So in situations like mine, if you assaulted a prisoner or a staff member, it'd be an alert on there. So anytime you in transit, which is being shipped somewhere or whatever, they have your jacket so they can know the type of prisoner you is. So the situation they was talking about was me getting into it with some white guys, staff members, a lieutenant in Florence, Colorado. And they said I lunged at him, tried to headbutt him or whatever, allegedly. So this is the reason I got sent to the smooth. So now this taught me that, wow, I need to watch out because I might run into some more people like them who want to get revenge for their co-worker or whatever, their brethren.
Right.
So that opened my eyes to that.
So that brought me to a surreal moment, a unbelievable moment. So when you mentioned the transfer center, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was in Oklahoma transit center. Have you been there?
I like Oklahoma.
That was the worst experience I've ever partaken in. Like, they need to tear that down. For one, I've never seen this in my life. They have 3-tier bunks.
Oh, for the women?
For the women, they have 3-tier bunks.
I'm glad you've been there. I got a question for you.
They got 3-tier bunks, right? So it's this little space. It almost reminded me of, like, if I could imagine what the slaves went through while being on that boat, that is what my mind encompassed, being in a 3-tier bunk. So it was an open floor, you know. So we had, what do they call, like the trustees and things of that nature there. Also, in their restrooms, there were no doors. So the restroom was an open, they just had toilets right next to each other, right? So
You could be like this,
yes, on the toilet.
right next to something.
That was
privacy.
no privacy. That was insane. They had an open floor shower. So I guess women that, you know, did they want to liked that.
Oh, yeah.
No shade, you know, honey, no shade. But, you know, that was an open floor shower and an open floor restroom. I you know.
Anybody ever approach you?
Yeah. Yeah. So in women's prisons, they have something called, you know, I know you've heard gay for the stay, of course. I'm sure you've heard and seen a lot of things. So on the men's side, it's a little worse, you know, especially if you get that stigma on your name being a male. You do what you do in there, and then you come out here and try and act all tough. It's kind of a hard thing. But with women, they had something called Flight Day at Alderson. So all of the we call them femmes, all of the feminine women would get all ready and get pretty, wear their little makeup and stuff. They were like, oh, it's Flight Day, it's Flight Day. So Flight Day is when, because I self-surrendered. So on that same day that I self-surrendered, it was a flight that came in. They were from mainly from Miami and things of that nature. So I learned that when a flight comes in full of women, the women that's already on the compound would get ready because that's new. That could possibly be New Bay coming. So and what's crazy is the stud or the manly women on the compound were kind of treated like goddesses in a sense.
Really?
They were, it's so weird. It's so backwards. They were, honey,
By the police or the inmates?
by the inmates.
Okay.
So they would get, you know, their food made in the units and get their cubes clean, you know. So the feminine women would take care of the stud women. It's kind of backwards. I'm like, ain't the studs supposed to take care of the femmes?
Right.
So that was so weird to me. So all in all, you know, I'm, you know, no shade, you know, I let, you know, studs and, you know, the manly, the handsome women do their thing. You know, they were having their way though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Did any of the studs push up on you?
Yeah. I'm like I said, we cool, but
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, what's up? Yeah,
keep
some
it
of that. Keep it. Yeah.
So inside the female prisons, did y'all have an Ohio car?
Ohio car.
Yeah, like, you know how they see in the men facility where I was at the highest level of incarceration other than Supermax. Mm-hmm. Everything is geographical, so it's you with a group, or you call independent, which means you by yourself.
So we weren't, because it was a camp. So we weren't necessarily grouped by our numbers per se, but you tended to click up with, you know, who you felt. Because, you know, however you move and operate on the outs is pretty much how you gonna move and operate in prison, right? So all of the people that I pretty much hung out with were, you know, people that were movers and shakers. My girl, Dr. Jamila T. Davis, she obtained her doctoral degree behind bars. She was from New York. She got houses and cars for all the rappers and stuff. before she went in prison. So she was, definitely a mover and shaker. She got her, like I said, doctoral degree. She created programs and wrote books while she was behind bars. And now she's so her crime, she was on the Breakfast Club and everything. So her crime, her constituents were the Lehman Brothers, Chris Christie. So they all got probation. She was the only one that got 10 years behind what she did.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So she had a lot of time, and I clicked up with her. She also had an American Gangster Trap Queen story on the show. So she has her own film company now. So I tended to click up with people like that. You know what I'm saying? It was other people around, but in reference to us being like grouped in our, like I was cool with 060, Ohio people. If I found out, oh yeah, you from Ohio, you from Cleveland, so we definitely had a camaraderie there. But
you get to meet any famous people other than her? So,
I don't know if you heard of. He created the biggest Ponzi scheme in the world.
Oh, yeah. Bernie Madoff.
Bernie Madoff, right. So while we're both of his secretaries in there were these old ladies, right? And they were some of the sweetest ladies you could ever want to meet. And they, inmates run prisons, right? Yeah. So they taught a lot of the classes that we would take, So in prison, you have these, particular classes that, it's called programming, right? So in prison, they make you think, oh yeah, you got to do this programming. So I would tell my friend, like when I would be on the phone, man, that stuff ain't worth nothing when you get out here. But when you get them certificates from them classes, you think, oh, yeah, like you done got your doctoral degree. It's an accomplishment. But, all in all, it is while you're there. But, it's just something to pass time, you know.
Did you have, my biggest thing, which made me come to this point of having this podcast on this topic, women are always there for men. And really be your backbone, your secretary, your everything. And even partner in crime.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, damn. I got to think like, damn, who be there for women? Women go to jail just as much as dudes.
Yeah.
But you never hear a woman's story about who was your significant other support. Was you getting good support?
I got excellent support. I ain't gonna hold you. My fiance at the time, he had 13 numbers.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I don't know what side of town you're from.
East
EC. Okay. He was a well-known gentleman. They called him Project from up the way. Okay. I'm from up the way, Harvard area.
Okay. HVD.
Yeah, HVD. Period. Yeah. So he supported me so much. It was astonishing. Like, I cannot thank him enough for that, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been there. I was in commissary every week.
Make time better, don't it?
Okay. And people think, so in reference to my mom, she had custody of my kids. And that was because she didn't initially have custody, because my children were 3 and 5 at the time. At the time, my mom was taking care of my grandmother. She was 96 years old and she had dementia. So she was like, and my children, had ADHD and ODD. So they were very rambunctious at that age. So my mom was like, well, I ain't going to be able to take both of them. So I was like, you're not splitting my children up. So I'm going to just have to make do with, giving them to somebody else, because I understand that you are not able to take both of them, because she was dealing with my grandma. And I actually had my children stay with my cousin. And that was a whole story. 3 months in, I called home and called Project. His name is Big Dan or whatever. I called Project, and he's like, yeah, David left the kids at the house and said, hey, somebody better come and get these kids before the police come. So I'm like, man, what? So he had left and moved to California and left my kids there. So he had promised me, we had got all this stuff done for him to take care of my kids. And then he filed taxes, got $5,000, however much money he got, and moved to Cali and left my kids standing there. So they were 3 and 5. Yeah, and that's another story. So I got a lot of support from Dan. Like I said, if he did not experience that, I don't think I would have survived. My mom, she's a straight-laced person. If the news say that somebody is bad and they did something, that's what she believes in. You know what I'm saying? So all in all, she had my children. She just did not understand the way prison life works, because they think like, because you're in prison, you don't need stuff. And it's like, bro, it's very expensive to live in prison. Very expensive. Very. Like, I made sure that I got these little arm warmers. They were leg warmers, but I'm in fashion, so nice. Thank you. So I just be doing little stuff. Yeah, period. Yeah. So I just be doing little stuff, right? So I wore these because I got these made in prison. There were a lot of women in there, just like it is in the men's prison, that got hustles, right? So if you are creative, if you could do little stuff, knit, and so I went to Alderson, right? That's where Martha Stewart went. Martha Stewart, back in the day, Billie Holiday went to Alderson Federal Prison Camp as well. So when Martha Stewart was there, she was there for 6 months, but some of the people that did stuff like this, cooked, she took them under their wing and she's supporting them to this day. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the women in prison. I know it's hard, but if you got a hustle and you got something that, you can make money off of, especially if you're not getting support. This is the way. Honey, I got so much stuff made that I still have, that I cherish to this day. I used to send so much stuff home to my mom for my kids. My mother said, you better not send another craft, another knit, crochet. I'm like, Mom, but these women, they made this stuff. Oh my God. She said, you better not send another damn thing home. So I just appreciate, my fiance at the time, the women that were in there hustling, doing their thing. And, it's hard, but it really made the time go by.
Okay. We got to wrap it up. I want to shout out Project for being a good, upstanding brother, because it ain't too many dudes that support the women as they do us. So, I honor him for that.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. And is it anything you want to highlight or promote while you got the spot?
Where do I start? So right now I am associate producer for a film called Bread. That is going to be on Tubi and Amazon Prime any day. I'm working on, I'm the lead producer on the Greatest R&B Legends show in May. So we've been working on that. We're going to have greats that are in the industry, past industry greats. Chico DeBar just headlining this show. This is our 6th show. That's also going to be streaming on Amazon Prime and Tubi. Val King, she was just on Eddie Murphy's documentary that's on Netflix. Okay. Val King, she was in the Mary Jane Girls. Ty James, which is Rick James' daughter, she's going to be here commemorating his legacy, Rick James. The Floaters, so that's going to be in May, guys. Tickets are on sale if you check my Instagram. I'm also partnered with Cleveland Topic. So if you guys need billboards, Valentine's Day coming up, get your loved one a billboard, show everybody you love them, and just check out everything that I got going on my Instagram page. Again, it is JCT_XTRAAF. Get with me, y'all. Let's make Cleveland great. I appreciate this time.
Appreciate you too. When we do the season finale, I want to have you back on so we can have more time, because I enjoyed the conversation with you. And
thank you.
We ain't really get deep into it.
I know.
We wanted to. So yeah, we gonna definitely have Jill call you again and bring you in for the season finale. It'll probably be at Libation on Euclid. It'll guide my on the Bar and Grill. So that's why I plan on having the season finale. Thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank Joy for coming. And that's a wrap, man. Stay tuned. Season 2, Fed Talk 101 on YouTube. Fed Talk 060 on Instagram.
060, let's go.